Hi-hats are notoriously super annoying to me. I feel like I'm constantly wrestling them into submission. They're either too real, too fake, too bright, or too dark. But in this song that I'm working on right now, I felt like I struck a pretty good balance, so I wanted to show you a little technique to make your own hi-hats using a noise sample, an arpeggiator, and the simpler instrument in Ableton. It's gonna sound like this. If you stick around to the end, I'll show you how I create my own noise samples, and I will also put a link in the description so you can download the simpler instrument that we made today, plus my free noise sample pack. Step 1, create a new instance of Simpler. Now we just need to find a noise sample. So I like going in the browser and just searching the word noise. If nothing pops up, that's totally fine. You can download my noise samples, and in a second, I'll show you how to generate your own noise as well. I like the way this bell reso noise number 6 sounds, so we're just gonna drag it into the Simpler. Step 2 is we need to shape the noise sound inside the Simpler. First, let's add a high pass filter. Change the filter type from low pass to high pass, and we'll set the frequency at somewhere around 13 kilohertz. A lot of noise samples will have a pretty full frequency range, but for something like hi-hats, we only really need the highs. Excuse me. Now let's also adjust the envelope. I'm really only worried about the attack on this envelope right now, so I'm just gonna make it a little bit softer. But what about the MIDI pattern itself? For this, we're gonna use the arpeggiator. Head to the MIDI effects tab in the categories and drag the arpeggiator in before the simpler instrument on this track. From the style menu, I'm gonna choose up and down. I'm also gonna change the rate from 1/8 note to 1/16 note. Again, this just depends on what you're going for with the song. Now we just need to create a new MIDI region so that this arpeggiator knows what to play. So step 4 is create some MIDI. Select an area of the track and use Shift-Command-M. This creates a new MIDI region, and it opens up the MIDI editor as well. Nice. So now I just want to draw in 4 or 5 MIDI notes, only 1 semitone apart. Just like that, we have 1 bar, 4 notes, all right next to each other, 1 semitone apart. So we can hear the arpeggiator moving between these 4 notes, which creates a subtle pitch movement. You can also adjust the velocity of the different MIDI notes, which will give a little bit more of a natural or human feeling to it. Now, a little pro tip about using MIDI regions like this is you can use the loop mode. Just make sure loop is selected and that the length is the correct length. And now when I drag this over like this, it creates duplicate loops of that single region. What's nice about this is that I can make changes to the master region and it will affect all of the duplicate loops as well. Okay, so we're almost done with the sound design, but I just wanted to jump in and say if you have found this video helpful so far, I would really appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up. That really helps my channel grow, and it also helps other people discover these tutorials. All right, let's finish up. So we already have a really cool arpeggiated MIDI pattern creating the subtle pitch movement, but we need to do a few more tweaks to make this really sing. I think what's gonna make all the difference in the world here is adding panning to the sound. Head over to the middle of the simpler device and enable this LFO. Set the modulation amount on the pan to something like 50%, but we also need to turn off the re-trigger button here. That way the LFO will swing freely, which is what we want for a panning effect like this. So let's hear this in context. There we go. Now we have created a hi-hat using a noise sample in the simpler instrument being triggered by an arpeggiator. So I said earlier that if you stick around to the end, I'll show you a few ways to create your own noise samples. Number 1, download them. From me, for example, for free in the description. Number 2, some plugins have noise generating switches. So for example, the Waves H delay, or one of my personal favorites, Clevgrand's DAW cassette. These plugins will have a button or a knob that says analog or hiss or noise or something like that. And a lot of times you just switch that on and it will create a low level of analog noise. If you have a plugin like this, you can add this plugin to a blank track, enable that noise, create another track to record into, and then just resample the noise into that new track. There you go. You've got a noise sample. Number 3 is record your room. Literally just record the atmosphere inside your room. Every electrical signal has some noise, and we just need to bring that noise floor up a little bit. So we're going to use this little trick with a limiter. And I'm going to just add 3 limiters on this track. Now I'm just going to play this back and increase the gain on my limiters until I start to hear some of the noise. Just like that, that's my room noise. It's just gained up through these limiters. Number 4, you can record noise from other electronics, like these amps that I have behind me, and it's a lot of fun to experiment with. This is how I recorded the samples in my noise sample pack, so don't forget to download that one.
Am I still streaming?
That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Let me know in the comments if you have any other ideas for wrestling hi-hats into submission. I would love to know. Don't forget to download the simpler device that we created in this tutorial and my noise sample pack. It's all free. If you're not yet a subscriber, please subscribe to my channel. Thanks so much. See you next time.